Coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios, this is Prime News on SABC 3 and in your top stories at this hour.
And if I continue, my name and Commissioner's piece will be handed over to the hitmen.
First up, the Madlanga Commission has heard that the former Ekurhuleni city manager, Dr. Imogen Mashaza, allegedly threatened to hand over the suspended EMPD police chief, Jabulani Isaac Mapiyeye, to taxi boss and alleged hitman Mswazi after he dared to challenge Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. Meanwhile, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who has been placed on a leave of absence, has handed over his electronic devices to the police as part of an ongoing probe.
We are in constant communication and with the South African Weather Service to get any updates of flash flooding or floods that would happen in our areas.
And the South African Weather Service has issued a level 2 warning for thunderstorms with hail, damaging winds and heavy downpours in Gauteng. Good evening and welcome to your Friday edition of Prime News on SABC 3. Now, as you know that we are committed to powering your understanding of what is happening in the world around you. My name is Beki Mutumombolete and here's what's making headlines tonight. The Madlanga Commission has heard that the former Ekurhuleni city manager, Dr. Imogen Mashaza, allegedly threatened to hand over the suspended EMPD police chief, Jabulani Isaac Mapiyeye, to taxi boss and alleged hitman Mswazi after he dared to challenge Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. This was revealed by Mapiyeye, who wrapped up his testimony on the alleged rot in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department under the parallel leadership of Mkhwanazi, who is alleged to have dished out blue lights unlawfully to the private security company of alleged cartel member Vusimuzi Matlala, the CAP VIP Protection Services.
Suspended EMPD police chief Jabulani Isaac Mapiyeye has testified that he and his colleague, now retired EMPD deputy chief Revo Spies, efforts towards the prosecution of Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi by police watchdog IPID resulted in the pair receiving a threat, allegedly from the then Ekurhuleni city manager, Dr. Imogen Mashazi.
He has been told that we are the ones who are pushing this case of discipline from IPID side, that Julius must be prosecuted. And if I continue, my name and Commissioner's piece will be handed over to the hitmen. She mentioned a person called Mswati.
The Commission has previously heard evidence about Mswazi, the late taxi boss, with the real name being Jonathan Msibi, who allegedly formed part of the Big Five cartel. The Big Five cartel allegedly also includes Vusimuzi Matlala, who is accused of improperly benefiting from blue lights and having undue influence over the EMPD.
I was suspended on the 25th of September 2024 on bogus claims that I had sexually harassed a fellow officer. I attached Annexure MJ 35, that was my charge sheet or the letter of suspension. The leading of evidence has concluded in this matter, and the heads of argument have been filed during October 2025. Arguments is set down for the 14th of November 2025.
Meanwhile, retired EMPD Deputy Chief Spies later took the stand and began his testimony on the Blue Light saga, which is the genesis of what Mapiyeye has flagged as one of the incidents that have rendered the EMPD as an institution which is quote-unquote in dire need of intervention. Spies stressed that the blue lights are only afforded to law enforcement agencies and that any deviation can further bolster crime. He will continue with his testimony on Monday. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Pretoria.
And recapping the head of the investigating directorate against corruption, Advocate Andrea Johnson's testimony before the ad hoc committee yesterday, where she explained the critical role crime intelligence plays in South Africa and why she believes her unit did the right thing within its own mandate in stepping in to arrest crime intelligence boss, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. The committee is also looking into allegations around national security and political interference in the criminal justice system.
Johnson was chastised by some MPs for how she runs her unit. But she was also commended by others for the work she has been doing within the investigating directorate against corruption. She accepted comments and critique from all parties, but stood firm in her belief as to why her unit was being accused of acting inappropriately.
The only reason, and I say so respectfully, that there's a buha is because Lieutenant General Khumalo was arrested. I can almost guarantee if his co-accused were arrested and not him, there would have been no questions asked.
She said she believed with all the information before IDAC, the unit has a case to investigate, looking into the role Khumalo played in appointing people to key positions, allegedly in order to access funding without following proper processes. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.
In more related news, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who has been placed on a leave of absence, has handed over his electronic devices to the police as part of an ongoing probe. The devices include a state-issued laptop, a personal tablet, 2 unused old cell phones in his possession and 1 active cell phone that he currently uses. This takes place as Mchunu is embroiled in allegations of criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system. In a statement today, Mchunu has maintained that he has nothing to hide and welcomes any lawful investigation aimed at clarifying facts and upholding the integrity of public office. He adds that he remains confident that due process will confirm that his actions have been ethical, lawful and consistent with his duties as a member of the executive. There is still no arrest out for the former Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba as he met the National Prosecuting Authority's IDAC officials in Pretoria today in connection with alleged procurement irregularities at Transnet. The NPA has confirmed that Gigaba has been formally charged following investigations into Transnet's multi-billion rand locomotive contracts. Gigaba, who was named during the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, maintains that his role in the procurement process was non-executive and guided by due process. He has reiterated his confidence in South Africa's legal system and commitment to the rule of law. Coming up after the break, severe weather alert for Gauteng with thunderstorms and heavy downpours are expected, and an update on the ongoing Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to Prime News on 3. Judgment has been reserved to Monday in the state's bid to have accused number 1 in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, Moses Biya, cross-examined on the 2 alleged confessions by his co-accused, Bongani Ntanzi. The defense has opposed the bid, arguing that Ntanzi's statements cannot be used against the other accused.
Now, the law with regards to the admissibility of confessions in respect of another person is governed by Section 219 of the Criminal Procedure Act, and the position is very clear. A confession cannot be used against another accused person. What the state seeks to do here issues this to muddy the water, which is why I am saying that they are requesting this court to embark on what is known as an austerity of tabulated legalism, something very unconstitutional.
The South African Weather Service has issued a level 2 warning for thunderstorms with hail, damaging winds and heavy downpours in Gauteng from this afternoon. This can result in flooding, damage to structures and disruption of services. Members of the public have been warned to avoid crossing flooded roads and rivers and to move to higher ground if water levels are rising.
Monitoring those areas. We've not had any major incidents, but we'll continue to monitor those areas, and we are in constant communication and with the South African Weather Service to get any updates of flash flooding or floods that would happen in our areas.
From our side as the City of Johannesburg Emergency Management Services, we remain on high alert, monitoring all 7 regions of the city for any emergencies which might occur together with our specialized unit, which is our aquatic rescue unit, which is a specialized team which responds to water-related emergencies.
Up next, we take a closer look at Nigeria's affairs with the United States. And of course, not forgetting your financial and sports news. Do stick with us. We'll be back with more after the break. Thank you for staying with us. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has emphasized the country's commitment to defeating terrorism through diplomatic engagement. His statement comes days after Trump made threats to initiate military action against the West African country over religious violence against Christians. The country denies the allegations, saying its constitution guarantees religious freedom.
U.S. President Donald Trump said that the United States would stop all aid to Nigeria if the country did not stop the killing of Christians.
I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late.
Washington's decision to designate the West African nation as a violator of religious freedoms has strained diplomatic ties between the two countries.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria has taken note of the position of the government of the United States of America on Nigeria over the alleged violations of religious freedom here. Nigeria faces long-standing security challenges that have impacted Christians and Muslims alike.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu says the country is committed to defeating acts of terrorism through diplomatic means.
The task ahead is immense. We are engaging the world diplomatically, and we assure all of you that we will, defeat terrorism.
Bonolo Maribe, SABC News.
And in Sudan, the war between the army and the rapid support forces continues to devastate communities. At a media briefing in Pretoria, Sudan's ambassador to South Africa, Osman Abu Fatima Adam Mohammed, condemned the violence and accused foreign actors of fueling the conflict.
Sudan's ambassador to South Africa, Osman Abu Fatima Adam Mohammed, says its fight is against a rebel group, not a political party, accusing the rapid support forces of atrocities, including mass rape, looting, and the deliberate targeting of civilians.
The RSF would not have been able to maintain the war for so long without UAE arms supplies and financial support, including the recruitment of mercenaries from 16 countries, including as far as from Colombia and other African countries.
Ambassador Mohammed blamed the United Arab Emirates for supplying the RSF with weapons and funding, calling for sanctions, an arms embargo, and global accountability.
RSF having a political dimension, that is not true. They are a rebel group. And they are, at least we say, a military group. And they are not a political party that can be part of the negotiations. And this shows, they were part of what was going on, and then they refused to respect their obligation according to constitutional documents.
As the fighting rages on, Sudan's envoy says the world must awaken its conscience and act before it's too late. I'm Butlali Pele, SABC News.
SABC, host broadcaster of the G20 South Africa 2025.
Gqeberha has hosted 3 G20 working group meetings this year. The first one was the Employment Working Group meeting in February, which tackled challenges around youth employment and the digital future of the workforce. The second was the Digital Economy Working Group in April, focusing on connectivity and digital public infrastructure.
To a study by the South African Department of Trade and Industry, the AI market in South Africa is projected to reach 6.9 billion rand by 2025, driven by increased investment and adoption across industries. But for South Africa and other developed countries to reach such targets, proper infrastructure has to be put in place.
Issues of digital transformation, they focus on how we can use the power of technology to make sure that we transform our economy, but also impact our society. And we impact the society by making sure that we provide broadband connectivity so that our citizens can also participate in the digital economy.
Energy vehicles have also been a discussion point at these working group meetings.
National critical minerals and battery value chain master plan are being developed in collaboration with the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, the DTIC, working with the World Bank.
Trade and connecting various countries in the form of the World Trade Order has been highlighted as a priority.
WTO reform is a top priority for Norway, and we are really happy that the South African presidency put this on the agenda. I would like to commend that effort.
All these trade working group meetings form part of the build-up to the main G20 event in Johannesburg later this month. Kim Daniels, SABC News, Gqeberha.
From kick-off to tip-off, let's get into your sports highlights. A selfless captain, Siya Kolisi, was quick to put his team ahead of his personal achievements on the eve of the Springboks clash with France at the Stade de France in Paris. Kolisi will win his 100th Test cap, and while he acknowledged the important milestone, he said a win would make the occasion that much sweeter. A win will always help the Boks to protect and extend their world #1 ranking.
The Boks are in Paris for one thing only, and that is to defend their #1 world ranking. A win over France will give them a huge points boost. And Bok captain Siya Kolisi says this game is like a knockout match.
The end goal is ending #1 in the world this year, so this is every game for us right now. It's a knockout game. So, and we know how big the points will be for us if we get through this game. So, yeah, we're going with that mindset, and we're looking forward to the game.
Kolisi is preparing to become the 9th Test centurion in Springbok history. But as a captain and leader, was keen to point out that the team comes before the milestone, especially on the eve of such a big Test match. The Boks last played France in 2023 in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. But despite the 2-year break, Bok assistant coach Mzwandile Stick thinks he knows what to expect and certainly knows his side will have to be at their best.
Those guys are very, very dangerous players, you know. So if you give them time and space, they will punish you. And we know the nature of the French team, how they play.
The French want revenge and have a point to prove. Simon Burke, SABC News.
It is now time for your daily dose of weather wisdom. Our team of experts are here to help you prepare for whatever the skies may bring. Your forecast is up next.
Good evening and welcome. Let's take a look at what to expect weather-wise for this evening as well as tomorrow. Partly cloudy conditions across most parts of the country, just fine over the southern interior. Otherwise, cloudy at times through the central as well as the northern parts. We do have a broad band of isolated showers and thunder showers, mainly scattered over the Free State into Gauteng, the northwest, and in places over the northern Cape, with some evening fog patches expected along the southeastern as well as the eastern escarpment. Tomorrow, starting off with early morning fog patches in places over the western, southern, as well as the eastern parts of the country. Those fog patches expected to reduce visibility to less than 1 kilometer in places. So please do take caution if you are driving early tomorrow morning and do keep a safe following distance. Otherwise, expecting partly cloudy skies across most parts of the country. Cloudy at times over the western interior. We do expect isolated to scattered showers and thunder showers, mainly widespread through the central as well as the northern parts of the northern Cape. Now, the South African Weather Service warning of damaging winds, possibly leading to difficulty in navigation at sea along the southwestern coastline. And then severe thunderstorms possible tonight over the northern and eastern parts of the Free State, into Gauteng, the northwest, and over the central and northern parts of the Northern Cape. Those severe thunderstorms mainly over the Northern Cape tomorrow. Yellow level 2 becoming an orange level 5. Those storms possibly resulting in heavy downpours of rain, strong damaging winds, large amounts of small hail or excessive lightning. Overnight temperatures in Cape Town and California down to 18. Johannesburg, an overnight low of 12, peaking at 22 tomorrow. It will be a warm day in Dar and Mahikeng with 27, 25 in Musina, Palabora 26, 27 is your maximum in East London. A warm day in Upington with a high of 31. That's your weather. Good night.
We've reached the end of our broadcast for this evening. Thank you for joining us. I am Becky Mutumobilete for Prime News on SABC 3. And until next time, stay informed. Good night.